You're tuned into WKRB 90.3. I'm your host, Vic Dashtor, and I'm today joined with multiple amazing co-hosts. Let's have a roll call.
Santos Montañez.
Adam Matmati.
Amor verdadero.
Okay, and we all here in the building today, and let's go ahead and chop it up. So today, we're just going to talk about something that's pretty much in all of our lives, regardless if we know it or not, regardless if we use it or not, and sometimes it's a bit of a controversial statement, and that is artificial intelligence. For those who know, and for those who don't know, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so with creativity being the forefront of AI, you have now artificial intelligent artists who are taking the world in the music scene by storm. A lot of people are opposed to it. Some people love it. I mean, hey, if I'm a billionaire and I'm putting out an artist who is AI generated and I can send them all around the world within a second and I can still generate profits, I think that'd be ideal than to deal with an artist who constantly complains that, oh, well, travel, oh, I need to get my hair done, I need these clothes, I need this, I need an advancement. You know what, just go ahead and give me a $250,000 and just for food alone. So to each their own. Some people have mixed views about that. But when it comes to intellectual property, okay, AI have a tendency of manufacturing works that's already been created from other artists and individuals, okay? So my thing is artificial intelligence an extension of humans or are they thieves? Okay, what do y'all take on this?
I think that it can be easier, more easily thievery in certain fields. That, like you said, if I'm going to hire an artist, there are other accommodations I would have to make for them, and we are already seeing AI art being portrayed in advertisements already. Mm-hmm. I always wondered if there was ever going to be some kind of government regulation in terms of whether they would limit the use of AI art as to not oversaturate the market with that. Otherwise, it puts artists out of jobs. But I think the concerning thing for me is jobs that involve more human connection. So you take something like even like a psychotherapist, Irvin Yalom, has talked about AI taking over something like psychotherapy. Something that inherently involves human connection. And what it would mean, we're already more comfortable texting a therapist. Now it's going to get to the point where people are relying on AI for advice right then and there and sort of taking away that middleman. So I guess it's also a question of where's the priority at? AI art, yeah, it sucks that it's taking artists away. I would argue that if you truly have an acutely unique vision for your art, you wouldn't really worry about it too much. But something like human connection, I think that is a bit more integral to me, at least in terms of where AI could take a job.
I mean, at that point, it's like, where does the line blur? Okay, I mean, if my likeness is being seen and used in somebody's promotional campaign that I didn't personally agree with, I think I would be upset. Like, although I understand the whole concept of creating your own works and then AI kind of doing the back end of the work for you, I feel as though everything, well, let's go ahead and just take it back to the number one statement that everything's repeated, nothing is new nowadays, everything is always some type of imitation. AI ideally does the same. Quite frankly, I would not personally want my works to be used into other people's works. For instance, if I'm writing a song and my music is popping and it's viral and it's like the number one chord progressions for a breakout hit, I do not want AI to take the formula from that song and give this to another artist who, I don't know if you can call them an artist, but you get the gist. Yeah. Another artist to use that same formula to create essentially my song. It just don't make sense. Yes, there's only so many notes and chord progressions in musical composition. That's understandable, but these are the talks that a lot of people are talking about. And at what point do we actually hold AI accountable? And that's just me. That's me personally. I would hate to hear my song just be played by a rando And they were like, oh, I took me time to write about this. I just thought really hard to myself. No, you pushed a few buttons on the keyboard and you had the word shoved to you.
You ever hear like the term people use against those people? They call them like secondhand thinkers.
Secondhand thinkers.
Like some kind of derogatory term to people who just write prompts.
I mean, in that case, yes. I mean, look, to each their own, to each their own.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I can talk. I cannot talk. I'm actually contradicting myself because I am one of those many few. I can confirm or deny that I may have inadvertently used AI to write a school paper. Not condone it.
I'll take your word.
No.
I didn't hear that.
I trust you.
Okay, well, in this case, maybe just for inspiration. Okay, so if you're using AI for inspiration, is that still considered thievery or what?
I'd say so. You're contradicting yourself in that point. You're talking about like AI stealing other people's works and such. And if you want to talk about inspiration, you're being inspired by AI, which takes in other people's work. Alternatively, all you're doing is taking in a middleman so you can make your own work. If you want to be inspired, you go out and you search for it. Because like he was talking about, like psychotherapy and human connection, if you want to talk about art, you have to talk about human connection in both terms.
Okay.
Right? There's human connection in finding inspiration and sharing a song. You know, you've heard the whole sing and dance about it. You know, if you want to be inspired by AI, you are inherently using AI. Because where else are you pulling that information from? It's not like it's all source material gathered up on your own or by its own. You know, it's conglomerate either way.
No, you absolutely make a valid point, and that is where the contradiction kind of come into play. With me, honestly, I will definitely admit that. But quite frankly, it's not an everyday tool. I wouldn't personally say, let me wake up and get an idea. Let me go on ChatGPT. Now, remind you, I'm not going to throw of age. I'm from a generation in which we didn't have none of that. So to be able to actually get an idea and actually expand an idea and to make it to your own originality, that was something within my livelihood and my childhood growing up that I found very interesting. To everyone, don't know, I'm not going to really give spoilers about ages now, whatever, but I didn't get my first phone until I'm 18, okay?
Dang.
And yeah, and not to throw up age, but once again, that's 10 years ago. So quite frankly, in this generation where everything is constantly being thrown in your face, you have social media nowadays, you have movies. I can't think of how many times, for instance, how many times have you seen a video on either TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, okay, and the creator do the same exact style, same exact format of the video, and then you go on a different application and it's the same thing but a different creator. How many times have you seen that?
I've seen it many times. I mean, like,
okay, where do you think they get the information from? Their source data.
Their source data? I'd say they probably search for it, but here's the thing. The difference is there is not much difference, but there is one. It's a very thin line because both take no effort. It's just one, like you said, like back to the original point, is considered thievery. At least at one end of the spectrum, you have a guy who's doing the same thing over and over and over again. He's
wait. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but how's that not thievery? If you see one creator do a certain video and you take it and adopt it and do the same thing, because you're a different creator, because they getting those insights, the information from an algorithm. Algorithm is part of AI. It's telling creators what videos are being promoted, what viewers want to watch. And you have other creators who take that information, take that data, and then make their own video, but it's emulating what they've already witnessed. It's so much contradiction when it comes to AI, quite frankly. And personally, I really don't think no one is exempt from it.
That's my bad. I misunderstood you. I thought you meant people who keep reusing their own content with the same thing, like, you know, like a content farm.
Oh, no.
You mean like stealing from other creators? Yes, that's thievery on its own. There's no, it is lazy. If you're using AI, it's lazy and you're stealing from a middleman. If you're doing it yourself, that's even worse because you're making a conscious choice, you know, educated or not, to take from one another. You know, both ways it's worse. It's just one is the lazier option, which it's like fighting over straws here. There's not much to make yourself look better in that kind of situation.
Gotcha. You have anything you want to input?
Oh my goodness. Well, I didn't know that I was using AI. Like you said, Google. So if I'm doing Google, it's AI, right? So I guess, yeah, because I was all like, no for AI. I don't know about that, which they speak a lot about it in school, the chat
ChatGPT.
GBT.
Got Meta AI.
Yeah, so I don't know about it. I'm a person that I always want to be myself. My inspiration is me and God. And so, yeah, that's right, Yahweh. So, yeah, I always say, for somebody to tell you like, hey, you're doing great, but if you're stealing stuff from other people, are you really great without giving the credit to the other person that you are, you're doing their work or whatever? I mean, I always say just be yourself, believe in yourself, love yourself, and we all have creativity in ourselves.
Yeah.
We do not need to steal anything from anybody. I don't like stealing. Just be yourself. We are all we have so much creativity within ourselves. So yeah, let's leave AI alone. I mean, the Google thing, sometimes I Google, right? And is Siri as well AI?
Yeah.
Oh, so I'll be like, hey Siri, what's the weather? And I get so mad at Siri. I'm like fighting when I'm driving. I'm driving and fighting with Siri, like, that's not what I said. Wow. When it starts to talk and I didn't say nothing to you. Why are you talking?
Siri got you upset. Wow, come on, Siri.
Yeah.
You can't, come on, we rely on you. Okay. But no, Siri is a form of AI. Amazon Alexa, Google, they're here to help shape our lives.
Yeah.
They're not here to define our lives. And I think that's the main point with AI, but the lines blur, especially in this generation, where so many things is pushed through media that makes you feel comfortable, complacent, or even the need to try to be better than your counterpart, always have the next idea, to have the next brand, the next style, et cetera, to a point where you can get overwhelmed. And I wouldn't necessarily say no one have the creative mindset or creative vernacular to be able to express themselves. I highly doubt that's ever the case. It's just that we're in a day and age where everything is just so, got to do this, got to post 2-3 times a day, got to make sure the right audience here, got to make sure you get so overwhelmed to the point where it's like, come on now, you literally about to have a mental breakdown. You literally about to have a mental breakdown, okay? Just equivalent to a computer. A computer can actually crash, just like the human body, we can crash. So I think it's good to just step away and actually get time to really focus on who we are internally without the use of AI. Honestly, even without the use of phones and television. I highly doubt let's keep it real, okay? Who can go an hour at least, no phone, no TV?
I think I can.
No.
I practice that consciously.
You practice consciously?
Consciously, yeah. I'm not gonna ignore that it's not become an addiction to everyone, but it's one of those things. It's almost like abstaining because it's healthy, not abstaining naturally. I'll take an hour. Like, I'll use my transit. It takes me like an hour and a half to get here. I'll use that time to not be on anything.
Well, let's keep it a buck. The service in the MTA could be crazy.
Yeah.
The service can be crazy. That it forces you to kind of be in your head.
Oh no. I don't know too much about. Whenever it helps when you see everybody on the train just doing this, and there's something weirdly kind of dystopian in your head about it that you don't want to be that in a bit of a way. So I almost use them as a means of like, well, I don't. It's admittedly weirdly egotistical to just be like, well, I don't want to be like them. I want to stand out and keep my phone in my pocket and move.
Breaking the matrix.
Then the second I get off the train, I'm just like, okay, where am I supposed to go?
Santos consciously left the matrix on that train ride.
For a moment.
Can I share a little bit about the phone thing?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
So with me, that's why I do fasting at times. I fast from Instagram and from the phone just because, you need that break, right? You need to cleanse from everything that you're doing on a normal. Also, I'm always on my phone because I'm always doing my videos, my, motivational, encouraging, whatever the Lord needs me to do. So that's why. And I also always am looking at my phone for my kids. then, just to make sure that my kids are okay.
Yeah.
But now that I have a boyfriend, so this is my boyfriend. My boyfriend says, babe, can I just have some alone time with you? Can you put the phone down? And I'm like, dang. All right. So I'm practicing now, just to have that time without, wanting to make 100 videos a day, because it's part of me. I have the thoughts and I want to just let them out. So it's less storage in my brain. And it helps others because, I get those messages like, thank you, I needed that video. But it's hard. The phone is an addiction, definitely. Sometimes without me knowing it, I'm like, what am I doing on my phone? It's just like, it's part of me, But yes, we definitely have to break out of that norm. It's not good. It's, all this, it's really not good. It's not good mentally, physically, spiritually. It's just not good. So let's work on breaking, taking that time. Can we just all say, like, I'll do an hour of staying away from my phone? Can we all say that?
I'll do
1 hour?
100%.
I'll do an hour of my choice at any time given, sporadically in my own house under very specific conditions. An hour without my phone.
Okay. What about everybody else?
Very, I can quit whenever I want.
I mean, to each their own. Honestly, I feel as though
Can you do it?
30 minutes, maybe a nice hour bath or shower is considered me detoxing, or what you say, fasting from social media, AI, everything included, all that good stuff.
It helps to be a bit paranoid too. It does a little bit because I mean, I don't have TikTok just because the other apps that I do use already have that feature instilled, and the whole antithesis of TikTok is that it's short form, and I already have issues with focus. So like that mental detox is just a way of making just fixing your brain's just default operation. I just do think it's healthy.
Definitely.
I completely agree. One of the other things, you mentioned that you didn't even know you were using AI with Google. That's like one of the biggest pitfalls, I'd say, on the topic, like the pure uneducation of the word, because of how much it's become a buzzword in the recent past, like 3 years, I'd say. Like in the major boom with DALL-E, DALL-E 2, ChatGPT, Perplex, whatever it is you're using, that is not AI. You remember back in like 2016, 2018, when people started trying to like sue big corporate companies and conglomerations for data collection. That is all AI. You ever go on YouTube, the first 6 videos on your page, that's AI.
No.
Everything you do on your phone is AI. Every time you use a map, that is AI. You look at the recommended places to go. Siri, you mentioned Siri earlier. This morning, I'm going to school. My phone recognizes that I open the maps every morning at 6 a.m. at a specific place next to the bus station. And
it's the first thing that comes up.
Siri suggestion, Kingsborough Community College. Everything you do on your phone will be studied. That like what he said, I kind of agree about the paranoia thing. It's good to be self-aware, not paranoid. You get rid of the phone to get rid of the paranoia. It's good to be self-aware. It's not good to be an extremist in any kind of position, especially here.
I'll say it helps me to be paranoid. Everyone else be self-aware.
I'm an AI user.
No, that's
I'm
right.
guessing you're like some kind of like user.
I mean, we all use it however way we use it in our day-to-day life, either intentionally or unintentionally. Only thing you can do is be the best version of yourself.
Of course.
With or without it, honestly.
Definitely.
Because when the phones are gone, the TV is gone, everything is gone, who you are actually matters. And your character needs to be just as equivalent and impeccable than a phone. And you need to be able to outsource your data, your information, your creativity without the need of anybody else's content. And if that's something that we all have the potential to do, because we all do have the potential to do, that's what makes us great. And that's what actually makes us better than AI. So with that being said, we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up. That's all the time that we have today. That's all here on WKRB 90.3 FM. Thank you for tuning in and hanging out with everyone. I'm your host, Vic Dashtool. Once again, everybody shout it out.
Santos Montañez.
Adam Matmati.
I'm a verdadero. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank everybody for tuning in. Thank the WKRB fam and everybody for everything they doing in the back end, everything they doing here. So this is that. That's what concludes this show.
Thank you.
Stay blessed.
Well,
Appreciate you.
Don't let the AI take over.
Maybe.
The Matrix. Yeah.